Well, Colorado State's halfway through the most daunting Mountain West Road Challenge, and they passed the first week with 2 sweeps. Hi, everybody. Matt Wozniak with head coach Tom Hilbert to talk about victories in the border war over Wyoming, as well as a road trip down to Colorado Springs. Now, while the football team was out in sunny Hawaii, I think everyone would agree with me that you had the best road trip, traveling to lovely Laramie to take on Wyoming. But that's a tough challenge for your team. I mean, it puts you in a really tough spot. It's always a raucous environment, a big gym rivalry game, but your team managed to win by going on big runs, big spurts. Where did those come from, and how did you manage to propel yourselves forward?
Well, I'll tell you, I would describe it this way, that Wyoming played well at the beginning of first and second set, and we continued to play well. We sided out well, didn't give them any extra stuff, to a point where, we were able to run some points at the end of the first set. Then we ran some points at the end of the second set, and then they were worn out. They couldn't stay with us. We came out, played well at the beginning of the third, and did what we needed to do. And next thing you know, we're ahead 18-6 or something. I don't know. It was a really good effort by my team in not giving things up. Yeah. We stayed solid, and they could not hang with us.
But that's been a hallmark of your squad this entire season. You haven't allowed opponents to go on long runs. Is that a function perhaps of maybe just being a senior-laden squad? You've been experienced. You know not to get flustered in these situations?
Yeah, we're growing up. All of those things always start at the serve-receive. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we're growing up as a serve-receive team, and we're making better decisions. When we do get in trouble, Cady doesn't panic. Our outside hitters just give us a good enough situation to where maybe we get a ball back. So we just, as a result, we're not giving up as many runs, and that's really been a big difference between last year and this. It's actually been a big difference between the first couple of matches of the year and now. So
well, and it's also happening at the end of matches, or of games, when you're going on your point runs as opposed to giving up and letting them slip away. Have you seen that growth in your team? You just expected it, a natural progression, or has it been a constant teaching point that is finally?
No, it's something that we're constantly talking about, and we try to put them in difficult situations in practice and try to create that. And even today, we had some struggles on serve receive at the beginning of a particular drill, but the players figured out how to relax and come back and refocus and do it right. And that's, you can't ask an athlete to never make a mistake, but what you can ask them to do is figure out how to not have one mistake compound itself into another. And I think we're learning to do that.
Absolutely. Colorado State gets the sweep over Wyoming. Then they travel down to Air Force to take on the Falcons. And that's a little bit of a different story here. That was a game, a lot of point runs, a lot of rallies, a lot of teams playing back and forth. What prompted those long exchanges between you and the Falcons?
Well, I think it was Air Force playing good defense. And I think it was us probably not serving as tough there as we did in Laramie. We needed to serve the ball a little tougher, and we were giving them a little bit too easy of a time in their side-out game. But the rallies were basically because Air Force played great defense. They obviously watched a lot of film on us, and they were in the right places at the right times. And it frustrated our team a little bit.
And we've been talking about how great Cady Olek has been distributing the ball to different weapons, and this was more a function of she had to do it because a lot of options were being taken away. How did you grade out her performance?
I thought it was good. She was making good decisions. She stayed composed and didn't panic and kept getting the ball to the right people, and they weren't always getting kills. And sometimes that's the other team's doing, not ours. And we need, we're playing probably this weekend the best defensive team in the league, so it's kind of a warm-up for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Colorado State improves 1 spot in the AVCA poll. The RPI just came out. You're at 31. It's early. We'll talk about this down the line, but where do you stand on that? What are your thoughts about RPI coming out at this point in time?
Well, we just played 2 teams with losing records, so that's going to drop your RPI every time that happens. Hopefully this weekend we're going to play 2 teams with winning records. It'll jump up a little bit. Some of the teams we played in the non-conference are winning, which helps us. It's constantly helping us, and some are not. So, I'd like to be able to project it at the end of the year, but it's hard to do that.
No, you can't. And the reason we bring it up is simply it was a key component in Colorado State getting that at-large bid last season. Coach, thanks for your time. We'll see you after Boise State and Utah State.
Thank you.
That'll do it for here at Moby Arena. I'm Matt Wozniak. He's Tom Hilbert. We'll see you next time on Ram Vision.